So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jonathan, back at it again. So I'm on my way to work like usual. So what I wanted to talk to you about is like basically this unholy obsession with people's fantasies and people's characters. We're talking about health, right? And it's unhealthy in the mind. When you have this fantasy of how dating should be, and then you create this character in which you put out there, and this is like, and you're like, this is who I am as a hot guy or a dateable guy. And a lot of times it's not relatable. So I've been watching, videos, different incel stuff, and like, there's people, one of the biggest obsessions I see is like this whole anime thing. A lot of people, anime is the hype's starting to die down, but a lot of people were on this whole anime train for the longest time. And they basically took the example of anime, of what a hot dateable guy is, and get obsessed with that character, become that character, and try to translate it into real life. Like cute and shy and innocent and very kind of feminine, and then, then the girl finds out they're hiding like a bunch of porno when they're actually a closet freak, and it's kind of like weird, and the way they talk, and it's just like people try to translate that in real life, and it's kind of like, we're in America, girls aren't from Japan, this ain't Japan, okay? And sometimes you have to get rid of that. You can't be that, you can't have that fantasy and be that character if you want to actually find a girl, because it doesn't translate well. And the same thing with I hate to say this, but there's some religious guys, you can be religious. I'm Orthodox Jewish, right? I'll always be Orthodox Jewish. Nothing but I wear my yarmulke, I'm wearing it under my hat. I got my Star of David on, that's cool. But like, when you start saying like praise the Lord, hallelujah every 10 seconds, or like bringing up something biblical in every single conversation, it's a bit much. And you have this fantasy where it's like, oh, but I want a super religious girl because I'm super religious. And that's fine, but if super religious girls are rare, what are you gonna do? You can have a religious girl or a spiritual girl, but then it's kind of like, if you're doing too much, it doesn't translate well, and you scare them away. So, that kind of thing. Or even like, just like weird things I've seen a lot of guys, or I've seen videos and I've seen guys do that they think is really, really cute, and it's not. Like rooting around to ask a girl out. Like it was funny because I was watching this one video when this guy was trying to tell the girl who liked her. So he was like, this is a small fishing boat. This is a small fishing boat. Now, what if we want to, now let's call this boat a friendship. Let's call this boat another friendship. And so these two boats are sailing along. But what if they want to make a big boat that they both can share? So they break down the boats and build a bigger boat. And this boat is called a relationship. It's like, no, bro, no. It's like, hell no. Like, why would you say that? Like, no. Stuff like that doesn't translate well, And you have this dating fantasy where it's like, well, that was really cute. No, it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't. So, I think that's one thing. And the reason why we have these dating fantasies, and I know we set up these fantasy characters, and I know is because for me, I was angry at everybody, and I was angry at the Chads, and I was angry at the people from the pop culture, and I convinced myself that pop culture was bad and pop culture was evil. And I want to create my own world, my own style, my own pop culture, my own fantasy. And then what happens? It doesn't translate well. So I used to do that with the J-pop thing. It's all about J-pop. Hip-hop sucks. I don't like any clothes other than J-pop style clothes. I don't like any type of music other than J-pop music. And that's because I was hurt before by Chads. And so I think it's the same with other people. Other people get hurt by Chads and then they don't want to, integrate pop culture into their life because of it. Because they get stuck on this idea that hip-hop is bad because, all the Chads like it and all the Chads act crazy. But you have to realize that hip-hop isn't the inherent evil thing. It's people who enjoy it. Or it's certain people that enjoy it is the evil, And it's kind of like, I had to learn that, after a while, not really having friends in a social life, I had to figure out, okay, so, I had to look at it and say, okay, the people who like hip-hop, there's people who like hip-hop who aren't that cool, those Chads. And so, how am I going to handle this? But I need hip-hop to be in style. So I kind of figured out, how to work around it. Okay, I like breakdance culture. I'm not really into the whole thugged out gangster culture. I like songs that you could dance to in the club. I like basic stuff, like a backwards hat or something, or athleisure. But I don't like the bling jeans with Tupac's face and the bullets on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. You have to see about yourself and see kind of how you can integrate a little bit of the pop culture and get away from your own fantasy that's destroying your own fantasy character. So yeah, so I would say number one, to get away from those fantasy characters, just kind of learn how to dress in a neutral manner like everybody else. Everybody wears slim shoes and slim pants now, and everybody wears a top like a shirt, a polo, a t-shirt, short sleeve shirt, whatever. And with shirts, it don't matter a lot of times it doesn't really matter what type of shirt it is or what it looks like, as long as you're not advertising for nerd culture and it fits you. As long as it's not oversized and you're not advertising for nerd culture, it's fine. And that's kind of how, and that's because Kanye West, he kind of made it so people can wear whatever they want now. So, throw on a hoodie and you're good to go. And just remember, don't talk about your nerd culture in front of people, because that'll trick your mind to going into that character that you're used to, the fantasy character that you always play up in front of people. So don't even talk about or think about nerd culture. And basically, when you talk to people, just kind of do it on a neutral level. Once when I was a breakdancer, some guy told me the easiest way to get a girlfriend is just be everybody's friends, right? So what he means by that is just, get away from this whole idea that I'm here for the girls and I have to play up this fantasy character, and get more into the idea that I'm going to be on neutral with everybody and I'm just going to talk and chill with everybody. I'm not this shy, naive, cute Japanese boy with, all this porno in my pocket who's a closet freak. I'm simply a guy who's taking classes at this school and, wants to be social, so I'm going to just go and talk to people. And that's it. So that's my advice. Get away from these fantasy characters. This is your boy Jonathan. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Give this video a like too. I forgot about that. Alright, I'm out, y'all. Peace.